Okay, so comments from the floor then on about the impacts of climate change on the quality of life. Does anyone have any points they want to make? Gentleman over there.
We can't do without nuclear because we've been slow doing what we should have done.
Exactly right.
Yes, and we are the one place on earth where we've got all the resources for alternative energy, and nothing's been done about it.
Exactly right. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Edward.
Peter talked about the rising energy prices, and I think what I'd like to do is ask Marion how well fed she thinks businesses in this area are, from the point of view of their own energy use and the point of view of how far people commute to work.
I can't speak just for Swindon, obviously. I think businesses are preparing as fast as they can, given the information that they have to work to. I think there's a lot of information out there which is confusing for them. Big businesses can also negotiate their energy contracts. Small businesses can't, and there's a problem. I think businesses are aware rather than prepared. And therefore, in most cases, they're a hostage to fortune. Some of the really big businesses, of course, have got global contracts with the big suppliers. But they're not going to be totally exempt either. We want to get to the point of having a real energy gap, which we definitely will have.
Okay, there's a gentleman in the front here.
The doctor, sorry, made a very good point. We really touch on about happiness when the change does take place, which it will, rediscover themselves. Because, you know, I'm unemployed at the moment, and I used to be caught up in all this congestion, and I suddenly think, God, this is awful. When I do go out on my bike, you see all the M4 blocked up and the old town blocked up with cars, and I think, God, surely there must be a better way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's my point about the technical fixes. We have a whole load of ways that we've got to address the challenges that are before us. Okay, one more on this before I switch. Sorry, did you want to come back on any point you noticed?
Yeah, if I may. I mean, I'm absolutely convinced that we can make these changes and tackle climate change, you know, by improving quality of life. And indeed, I think that's the only way that we will be able to do it. And I think we need to be careful about the communication of messages, because messages of doom and gloom and misery will switch people off rather than engender change. And there's a lot of, you know, DEFRA research, DEFRA still exists, which, you know, supports that and makes that, and it's all online in their reports. And so I think we do need to be careful about, you know, if we have to go back to ice on the inside of windows, which I recall from the 70s, then we won't get the change. So indeed we can't go back to that, and we have to communicate a quality of life message.
I think you made a good point there, Peter, from the work that myself and colleagues have been doing talking to the elderly sections of the Swindon population reinforces that point that, you know, immediately tell those people, some of which who have mobility problems, you can't use your car, they walk away. So hence the point I made earlier on is that it's whatever their personal, social, economic status, there's always something they can do. Lots of them are very willing to make those changes. It's just they're having difficulty in identifying which are the best ones.